I doubt any of you really know me, well, on camera. So my name is Shari Ilyas, just call me Shari, and I'm running for Senior Vice President. First off, I've been in student government ever since my freshman year. So in freshman year, I was in freshman leadership. Sophomore year, I was in sophomore leadership and sophomore student council. This year, junior year, I'm part of the committee of student activities where I plan events such as YGS, where I was a chairperson. And I'm also part of student assembly where I act as a major representative to the students and basically take their questions and take them to the student government. So some of you might not even care about experience, so I'm fine with that. So I'm going to go on to my plans for the future. Okay, so one issue that I've seen come up several times is a lack of communication between the student government and the student body as well as clubs. So I set up a poll of about 60 people. I'll admit it's a small population, but I'll get back to that point later. So I'll just cut down this, actually I'll say all the statistics. Basically, 50% of the students either don't know their executive council members, 1/3 of the students don't know what SGO is or does, 65% of the students think there's a lack of communication between student government and students, and 79% think there's a lack of communication between students and clubs. So back to the pool of 60 students. Some of you may be thinking, 60 students, who cares? Well, in regards to the junior government, those 60 students could have been, I'm not saying they would have been, they could have been, another $4,200 to their junior semi-formal, which we really needed to have. And in the face that we're getting about $1 million cut from the school, which means the loss of, which could mean the loss of some clubs, the loss of some instructive classes, such as technical drawing, from what I've heard, as well as maybe even the loss of majors. So it was my opinion that student government needs to get students much more actively involved in their events. So we would get more revenue distributed among the student government itself and act as NHS does. I'm not sure if there's a problem with that, but I'm going to suggest it anyways, and submit more money to the school. The reason why is that Brooklyn Tech needs to get back up on its feet. It's kind of pathetic that we're losing even our major systems would basically distinguish student government, would distinguish Brooklyn Tech from most of the other specialized high schools. To fix communication between students and student government, I suggested the idea of polls, but seeing my poll had such bad feedback, I'm going to suggest, and will suggest anyways, even if I don't win this position, that there will be a council of vice presidents. I'm going to just begin to camera on here. The council, all the vice presidents from every year meet one day together with students where they can take questions directly from the students, not necessarily through major representatives, but to speak directly through students to show our presence even more so. Despite all of this, some of you may not even care that I genuinely may not even care about what I say or think that I care about you. So I'm just going to give you a few examples of when I actually did care about the student body. First off, in the beginning of the year, not to bash junior government and whoever was the executive council, their idea of electing committee of student activity members was barring the student body from actually handing in applications and choosing people they simply wanted to elect. When I found out about this, I emailed Mr. Williams, he emailed the rest of the student government, and then applications were released for the rest of the student body. So I basically helped applications get released for the rest of the student body. Secondly, I'm also working with students that I don't even personally know in a different school who are being discriminated against just because of their sexuality. I'm working with the New York Times and the Civil Liberties Union to help protect their rights and make sure they can no longer be discriminated against. So, I'm kind of sorry that I've been speaking so long. My speech is up on Facebook, so read it, please. So I'll just finish off by saying this. If you want a vice president who cares, has experience, and knows what he wants to do, and actually does it, vote Shari Ilyas for senior vice president. Thank you.